Okay, girls, are you listening? To turn on the lights in this room, all you have to do is say echo. Turn on the Philips Hue A19 colored living room lights. Okay, got it?
Huh?
And if you want to dim the lights, all you have to do is say echo. Turn the Philips Hue A19 colored living room lights to 20%. It's not that hard.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Emmy, how old are you?
I'm 2.
2? Okay, that's perfect. Go ahead and turn on the lights in this room.
I don't know.
Oh, what do you mean you don't remember what I just said? All right, let's try it another way. Go ahead and push this button. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Thank you to my kids for helping me out with that cheesy little intro. Now, thankfully, it is not that hard anymore to turn the lights on and off in a room. I mean, the Amazon ecosystem makes it pretty easy by allowing you to group things together. However, it used to be that difficult where you needed to say the whole phrase and line back in the day, but we don't have to do that anymore. Now, if you're like me, you might have some trouble getting some of the family members on board with your smart home, either knowing which command to use or getting them to use the voice assistant at all. I know that's one of the biggest struggles that I have with my smart home, and it's understandable. I know how everything runs because I set it up. I put this switch at this location to do this specific thing, but nobody else in the house knows that I did that until I tell them. And unless they actually sat down and thought about what that device did and how I set it up, they're probably not going to remember exactly which phrase to use at which time of the day and which automations are set up, which is why things like light switches are easier for other people to use than using your voice assistant to control your lights. In addition to that, buttons are another huge way to allow other people to use your smart house without needing to pull out a phone or say a command to your voice assistant. Now that's where helpful buttons like Flick come in. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos like this one. With that said, let's get started. Now, I reached out to Flick and asked him if I could have a demo unit so I can show it to you guys. They were kind enough to send out a starter kit. Now, my starter kit comes with 4 buttons. It comes with the hub, and it comes with a pack of stickers inside. Now, what's really cool about these buttons is that now it works with Amazon Alexa and Apple's HomeKit. So now you can use those routines in those specific ecosystems to control your smart home. In addition to that, they work with so many other different products out there. So for example, you can connect them directly to your Philips Hue lights or your LifeX lights or your Sonos speakers or your Harmony Hub or IFTTT just to control so many more things with these. So there are essentially 2 ways that you can control these buttons. One is connecting them directly to your phone, but then the button has to be within range of the phone for it to work. So if you leave the house with your phone and leave the button here that's going to control your house, it's not going to work anymore. However, if you want to take the button with you, say put it in your car so it can send a text if you want, or keep it on you at all times, as long as it's connected to your phone, it's still going to work. The other way is to connect it to the hub. So if you buy the starter kit, it's going to come with the hub inside, and that's going to allow your buttons to stay connected when they're at home. So if you leave with your phone, you don't have to worry about the buttons losing their functionality. Now, each button comes with 3 functions. There's a single press, a double press, and a press and hold. So you're essentially going to get 3 buttons out of each one of these devices. Now, these devices aren't the cheapest thing out there, but I would say they're pretty reasonably priced. And for the function that you're getting out of them, I would say that it's actually a good deal for these buttons. Now, you can also buy these buttons in bundles, which will make them cheaper. Now, these are the Flick Button 2s, so it is an upgraded version from their original. With this new version here, you've got a nice tactile feel. It's also lightweight. It's got 3 color LED on it, so you're going to be able to get some more information as to previous models. We've also got long range Bluetooth, which is about twice the distance as the previous models. We've got a 3-time battery life, so this thing can last up to 3 years on one battery charge. And then we've also got some HID and MIDI compatibility. So what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to set up your buttons to work as like mice and keyboard functions. So if you want to set up some kind of script on your computer, you can use these buttons for that. Now I want to show you guys the tech spec sheet. Here it is comparing the Flick original to the Flick 2, but if we see the line of sight range, the new Flick 2s can go up to 200 meters. Now that's within line of sight with no walls in between. And remember, this is a Bluetooth connection. Now, if it is indoors and you're going to start having walls in between, you can get up to 50 meters. Now, one thing that I noticed that when I set mine up is that they were very responsive. When I'm sitting here right next to the hub, every time I click the button for lights or any functionality, it is very quick on responding, as you can see right here. But once I started getting further away, putting a few walls in between me and the hub, it did slow down a bit. So when I try to use these downstairs, instead of it being the instant response, it was taking anywhere from 1 to 2 seconds to respond, which I mean isn't horrible, but just keep that in mind when you are using these. Now, something you can do to improve that is just to move the hub closer to an area that you're going to use these more often. But if not, just know that there's going to be some delay with these buttons. So inside the box, you're going to get however many buttons that you order, and you're going to get your hub. If we take a look at the hub, it's just a tiny little hub, so nothing too big and bulky like I'm used to. On the hub, you're going to have a network port, which is pretty typical, but just keep in mind you are going to have this thing plugged into your hub. We have got a micro USB for power. We have got 2 ports. The smaller one is going to be for an IR sensor. So you can buy an additional IR sensor to plug into this thing. With the IR sensor, you're going to be able to control things like your TV, maybe ceiling fans, anything that uses an IR remote. The cool thing about that is that you can set up one of these buttons with an automation. So say you have a media room. With one push of a button, this thing can turn off the lights in the room and turn on your TV and say your sound system. So now you don't have to worry about controlling those things individually. It can all be done with one push of a button. Another cool thing with these buttons is that you can stack multiple apps into one button push. So if you want to control things from your Harmony Hub and your LifeX lights and your Wemo Smart Switch, you can add all of those things in there. In addition to that, you can also add Alexa routines in there too. So there are a lot of integration that you can do with each one of these buttons. Now going back to the hub here, the other port on the back of here is an audio jack. So you can actually plug a speaker into this hub. And the benefit of that is that you can use one of these buttons as a doorbell. So you can go into the app, go into sound effects, and use different doorbell chimes that can play out of the hub here. Now, between controlling lights to setting up doorbells to controlling your TV or your projector, there are so many different possibilities. My favorite with this one is to just allow people who didn't set up your smart home to be able to use the function of your smart home. Now, I've got a couple of these set up in the house. One obviously is next to my bed for my wife to control the lights in the room. Like I mentioned before, she hates that she can't go in and the light switch doesn't work as it used to. Now she has to talk to the smart assistant or bring up an app that I've forced her to install on her phone to control our lights. Now she just has to hit the button once or twice to toggle the lights on and off. She can push it 2 times to bring the lights up to 100%, or push and hold this to bring the lights down to 10%. As far as controlling the lights downstairs, we've set that up for the kids to use, so now they can control the lights in the living room. If they want to turn the lights on and off, they can use the button, and they know a double push is going to dim the lights, and I don't think I even set up a long push on that one, but it allows the family to get more involved with using your smart home. Now, I've been using these buttons for a while now, and I have to say I have been very happy with them, which is why I'm making this video for you guys. If you guys want to check these out, go ahead and check out the link below. It's going to take you to the Flick website. Also, Flick was nice enough to provide a discount code. I'll leave that there for you guys to check out too. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, what do you mean you don't remember what I just said? Look at me when you say it. You say, I'm 2.
I'm 2.
But sit down, come on. Sit down, normal. Sit up straight. Okay.
I can be this speed and my birthday will come up.
Okay.
So you're going to be 3. Yes.
Okay, ready? One more time. Emmy, how old are you?
I'm 2.
it. One more time. Say, Dad, I don't know.
I don't know.